documents that are required in counseling. We have several of them, so we shall identify them very fast. Then we can try to see what they are. So you have two questions. One is documentation formats in counseling, and the other one is are they called case notes? What am I saying? I'm saying case notes or what? Documents that we use in counseling. We have many documents we use in counseling. So you give me a few of them. Documentation in counseling, and then documents that are really critical in our counseling work. Those two questions are crucial. We can take the shortest time possible so that we can look at this case study. We need to do at least a short case study to understand what we have been learning. Over to you, the group leader, very fast. Let's try to do something. Please. Silence means what? Let us start. Anybody can begin this journey. It's a short one, it's not a very long journey. Please, anybody. Somebody to bear the cat. Yes, discussion first. Yes, you are doing a good job, but let us discuss first. Then we can present them and then we just brainstorm a bit. Kabisa. Kifiliti ni kule.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody.
Thank you, Rosette.
Mwalimu, habari zenu? Naongea kutoka Nairobi.
Hey.
Oh. Okay, let me read what has been posted.
Karibu Kenya.
Asante sana. Okay, so let me read what has been posted here. Okay, this is by Millicent. So client intake form records personal information, presents concerns, medical history, family history, and contact details. That's the client intake form. And then the other form is informed consent form. This explains the counseling processes, confidentiality, fees, risks, benefits, and the client's rights and responsibilities. It is signed before counseling begins. The other one is confidentiality agreement. This outlines how client information will be protected and the circumstances under which confidentiality may be legally or ethically broken, e.g., risk of harm. The other document is assessment and evaluation forms. These are used to gather information about the client's psychological, emotional, behavioral, and social functioning. This may include screening tools and questionnaires, treatment or counseling plan. It also specifies the client's problems. Okay, so let me repeat that. This may include screening tools and questionnaires. Treatment or counseling plan specifies the client's problems, counseling goals, objectives, interventions, timelines, and methods for evaluating progress. Okay, the other one is session or progress notes. It documents what occurred during each counseling session, interventions used, client responses, and plans for future sessions. The other one is this is the next part. Common formats include SOAP, SOAP, DAP, BIRP, and GIRP. Okay, so mental status examination, which is MSE, records observations of the client's appearance, behavior, mood, thought processes, cognition, insight, judgment, and perception. The other form is referral form. I think we'll just have to come back to these formats because everything is an abbreviation. So I am sure we're all confused, okay? The other one is referral form, used when referring a client to another professional or agency for specialized services beyond the counselor's scope of practice. The other one is release of information, ROI form. This authorizes the counselor to share specific client information with designated individuals or organizations. The other form is risk assessment form. Documents assessment of suicide risk, self-harm, violence risk, abuse, or other safety concerns, along with actions taken. The other document is termination or discharge summary, prepared when counseling ends. It summarizes the client's progress, goals achieved, reasons for termination, and recommendations for follow-up. The other one is appointment and attendance record. This one tracks scheduled appointments, attendance, cancellations, and missed sessions. Okay, so Irene mentions the consent form. I think I mentioned the consent form earlier. Yes, there was consent form, informed consent form. Okay, so that's more of it. In a nutshell, is record. The forms are client intake form. There is informed consent form. There is confidentiality agreement. There is assessment and evaluation forms, and the other one was. I think that was the last one. Documents was okay. They all jumped, so I don't know where. Okay, the other one is referral form, and then there is risk assessment form. Then there is termination or discharge summary, and then there is appointment and attendance records. Okay, Mwalimu, over to you. Oh, kwani mwalimu amepotea?
I'm here.
I
I'm
think
saying,
mwalimu okay.
I
Okay, mwalimu.
I heard you talk about an acronym there.
Yes, there are so many acronyms there. There are abbreviations. Okay, so those who are common formats include SOAP, DAP, BIRP, and GIRP.
Now, can we get those whatever acronyms and different people to say what they mean at least?
Yes.
Rosette has
okay.
done her work. Let other people now.
Yes.
She has mentioned GAP, SOAP. The other one just mentioned them for them to come up with ideas.
Okay. So
Yes.
so that is SOAP, SOAP. Then there is DAP as in Delta Alpha Papa, and then there is BIRP. Then there is GIRP.
People to come up with the names, the full names of those things, so that at least we are safe. Please, let us not leave it at Rosette just to read. Let it be a concerted responsibility or effort.
Let me start with the soap.
Yes.
Sabuni, the soap.
Here sabuni anza nayo.
Yes, S stands for subjective.
Yes.
This is what the client reports of feelings and concerns.
Yes.
O, it's represents objective. That is counselor's observations. That's behavior appearance
Mhm.
or behavior or appearance. Then A stands for assessment. That is clinical impression or evaluation of the
Mhm.
client's progress.
Mhm.
And then P stands for plan. That is planning for next steps, interventions, or for a follow-up.
Yes.
Yes, that is what the SOAP stands for.
So that the F is for planning.
The SOAP, there is no F. P is for plan. Plan next, you planning, yeah, for the next steps or interventions.
Or
Yes,
interventions
or a follow-up, yes.
or a follow-up. Okay, correct. Thank you. Now we understand the SOAP. Let us understand others. Another person to come with another one. I've had GAP.
There is also DAP.
Yes. Oh,
Mwalimu, DAP is there. Kare has posted it, so someone else can read.
okay, somebody else to read.
I can read for DAP. So D stands for data, which is subjective. It can be subjective and objective information gathered during the session. The A in DAP stands for assessment, which is evaluation of the client's progress and functioning. And then P stands for plan, which is future interventions, referrals, or goals for the next session.
Okay. So that one was, you said it is DAP.
DAP.
Okay.
Data assessment and plan.
Data assessment and plan. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Davy. Others? The other one?
I can read that. I've seen Millicent has posted GRIP, which basically it's a framework sometimes used to help structure the counseling process. The meaning can vary depending on the training institution, but a common interpretation is G stands for goals, which it's identifying what the client wants to achieve through counseling.
Yes.
Like, for example, I want to manage my anxiety and improve my relationships.
Yes.
R stands for reality, exploring the client's current situations, challenges, feelings, and circumstances.
Yes.
And an example is the client describes frequent worry and difficulty coping with stress. The third one, which is an I, ideas or insights, exploring possible solutions, coping strategies, and new ways of understanding the situation. An example is the client identifies relaxation techniques and support systems that may help. P, which stands for plan, is developing specific actions or steps toward the client's goals. An example is a client will practice breathing exercises daily and review progress in the next session. That is GRIP.
That's powerful. Come again. G, you have said this.
G is goals.
Irene. Yes.
G is goals. R is reality. I is ideas or insights. P is plan, which is the final one.
And P
so
is?
We have goals, reality, insights, and plan.
Okay. So it is a documentation format. SOAP is also a documentation format, and there is a DAP. Thank you. Those are called documentation formats in counseling, and we can use them. They are very, very critical. Like this one of the grip. Note it is coming from the word grip. So that you can get the grip of your client, you need goals. You need also to get what are they saying. Insight, you need to give insight. And the last one, like we have said, the planning. Thank you all. That participation was awesome. You have done it very well. I have also heard of the other part. What name are we calling them? I keep on forgetting. Are they case notes or what are they? Like the informed assessment forms, those ones. What do we call them? They are disappearing from my mind. What are we calling them? Remind me, the teacher can also forget. The documents you have read, the informed consent, the assessment forms, the case notes, all those, what are they called?
I think you had
Right.
said it. I think you had said it. It is documentation format.
Yeah, documentation format, we have mentioned 3: DAP, SOAP, and GRIP.
Oh,
I'm talking
yes.
of the other ones. Yes, the others. The name is disappearing, and I'm the one who gave you. What are they called? Forms. Are they called forms?
Documents
are
that
they?
are required in counseling.
The ones we are naming the consent forms. What is assessment? ISO. What name are we giving them? It's the name I'm missing. The correct name, to name it. Nazijua, lakini it's the name that has disappeared. Somebody can remind me. Formats, I'm okay. They are there. They are good. Muko kama teacher wenu kusahau? Yes, they are called counseling forms. Yes, I don't know why I was confusing. They are called counseling forms, and the first one is grant intake, you did, informed consent form, assessment form, you named them, risk assessment form, case history form, all those, treatment, counseling plan form, and progress notes. And referral forms. You can also have termination forms. All these are types of forms you can get in counseling. So in case you get a question on forms, don't get confused. They are the forms you fill, like the consent form, the intake, and you should know their purpose. Assessment form is to assess. It is detailed. Referral forms is when you are referring the client. The case history forms, they document the history of the client. Very, very important. All those are called forms and so forth. So I want us to go straight to that case I have just sent. Just go to your WhatsApp. You are going to see the case I have sent there just now. Case study, confidentiality versus duty to protect. And somebody can read for us so that we can try to see what are these ethical dilemmas that we can see here. Because at the end of the day, the case is saying the counselor now faces a difficult ethical dilemma. We are going to look at it and see how we can deal with it. So I hope you are all there. That case of Mary, a 16-year-old Form 3 student. Somebody can read for us that case study.
Teacher, that one is the one that is on our cart.
No, the one I have just sent on the wall. Hakuna right now. Hiyo nimetuma ama sijatuma? Nimemtumia hiyo.
Iko, it is there.
Iko, nimetuma. Nimetuma saa hii, my dear. Hiyo case study ya ethical dilemma. Iko hapo. Umeiona, Marianne?
Iko kwa WhatsApp, eh?
Iko kwa WhatsApp, nimeweka saa hii. Na hata nikaweka font kubwa 14 so that it can be visible. Is everybody there with me? I hope you are all there. We can see that case. It's there on
Yes.
our wall. Yes, thank you.
Teacher, I read.
And even John. Yeah, read, my dear. It's okay. I was asking who is to do that.
Case study, confidentiality versus duty to protect background. Mary, a 16-year-old Form 3 student, is referred to the school counselor because her teachers have noticed a decline in her academic performance, frequent absenteeism, and withdrawal from friends. During the first two counseling sessions, Mary gradually develops trust in the counselor. In the third session, she reveals that her stepfather has been physically abusing her for over a year. She says she's afraid to tell anyone because her mother depends financially on the stepfather and may not believe her. Mary also admits that she has recently been thinking about ending her life because she feels hopeless. She begs the counselor, please, do not tell anyone. If you do, things will become worse for me at home. The counselor had assured Mary at the beginning of the counseling that their discussion would remain confidential, except in situations where some safety is at risk. The counselor now faces a difficult ethical dilemma.
Now, there we are. There we are. The counselor now faces an ethical dilemma. What are we going to do there now? Yes?
Number one, I try.
Yes. Yeah, try anything. Yes, try.
Identify some of the cognitive distortions. Hiyo ni moja. Number two, you as a counselor, you listen to her without judging her. You apply empathy and UPR, and then and then about confidentiality, because Mary is a minor, then you need to explain to her the extent at which you can, like, the confident can the where the confidentiality can reach. Like if maybe she maybe suicidal, you cannot keep quiet as a counselor. You need to report that because you have the duty to protect. And also, if she cannot tell her mother, because maybe her stepfather maybe is going to withdraw the financial support, you need, even the stepfather needs to be reported to the authorities. But maybe I don't know how that one can be done. Maybe that one, teacher, you can help me. And then you continue even after maybe the father is arrested and the case is now it's on the court. You should also continue giving you should also continue with the therapeutic relationship with Mary. That's all I think about.
And you have explored very well. Thank you. That is Marianne. Thank you, Marianne. You have explored very well. The two of them should be reported. That is the father, sorry. The defiler should be reported. Even if there is that fear. Even if confidentiality was created there at the beginning, there is danger now. It is posing danger to the person. Thank you, Marianne. Or if many people, and give examples. Please give even examples. We need even examples. Marianne has opened the Pandora box. Pandora box is opened by Marianne.
Mwalimu, can I try?
Yes, do it.
So one is to continue from where Miriam has left, is to educate her into deeper details. If we don't talk about it, because she doesn't want the issue to be addressed with the parents, what are the effects if we don't talk about it? because it will still continue happening. It will happen again and again. What is the other thing that the mother can do, even though she's depending financially on the stepfather? Educate her. There are other
Yes, we are
avenues,
listening.
or they educate her about other avenues, how the mother can be able to be
Yes.
independent financially. The other thing is to educate her on her own safety, because even though we have talked about it, she'll still go back to the same home, face the same stepfather, and we are not very sure if we don't talk about
Yes.
it with the parents, it will still continue in as much as we have spoken about it together. The other thing is enlighten her after
That is
that.
education, eh?
Yeah, sex education. So after this because it has already happened, how do you handle yourself from here moving forward? How do you build your
Yes.
trust? How do you build self-esteem again? How do you navigate when you're in school? And if
You
this,
are okay. You are correct.
so how do we move forward?
How
Because
do you?
sorry,
Yes.
teacher.
Yeah. No, continue. I'm okay.
So after how we because she needs to be aware that as a counselor, you'll be there to help her, guide her through. Even though the case goes to the parents, her protection is assured, because if the right actions, legal actions are taken, that will not happen to another child. Then again, also how the counselor can assure her after this, how do we move forward? That I'll be there, because I know there'll be those moments of breaking down. So this is how we are going to do it. So there is no worry in us telling the parents or taking the legal action, because there is that background assurity that she's not alone.
Teacher, I need to add something.
Yes.
You also assess the severity of the
Add before we continue. Yes.
you assess the severity of the situation, and also the duration of for how long has she been thinking about killing herself. So if maybe the
Yes.
situation is very severe and maybe she has other issues, you can also refer her maybe to a mental institution, maybe if she has such a such a thing, because maybe it could be like when you're passing through the same case as Mary. So many things can happen. You can have mental illness and stuff because of maybe stress. So if it's severe, you just refer her to maybe to a for more help.
Yes. Thank you. You do a referral, correct? Referral can be done. Thank you, Marianne and Millicent. More? You know, this is an open forum. You give your insight.
I can jump in and give my brief insight on this.
It is okay.
I will say that from this case study, number one, where it begins by asking about the dilemma. So I pick up three things jump out here for me, which are very, I will say, critical. So number one is Mary's suicidal tendencies. And then number two is ongoing abuse, physical abuse on Mary by the father. And then the last one is the duty to protect, which stands out and cancels out the confidentiality. So number one, I would say the confidentiality is definitely cancelled out with the duty to protect because of those two very critical issues. And in terms of priority, I will first address the suicidal tendencies on Mary. So that will be my first thing, I think, to do, is to manage the immediate suicide risk. That is the most critical one. And then followed by the mandate to report. Okay. Then we will report that. Yes. And then reporting, I think, will, that involves just notifying the authorities and following the legal procedures that will follow that. I think also the school will need to be roped in also on that, because it is also, you have to involve the school. And then lastly, I think after those two are addressed, I will maybe think that now we can support Mary after those two things have been addressed. So we will now take Mary and then take her through her own sessions, and trying just to reassure her, to provide counseling for what she's going through, the suicide and the physical abuse she's going through. And then lastly, the thing that also needs to be addressed also will also be the family dynamics, because in the case we see that the financial aspect is also sticking out on how to provide. So maybe that will also be the last thing now in terms of priority to address. So that will also be addressed, the financial fear of what is going to happen after that. And maybe that will call for maybe social workers to be roped in to also help with that. So I think that is how that I will look at that case study.
Thank you. You have really come up with even systemic approach. Yes, thank you.
I need to add something on the same. With regards to her academic performance, you're going to set small goals with her, take her through goal setting also, so that she can improve on her performance. Yes.
Thank you. We are really exploring that case in a deeper manner. I really appreciate. Thank you. Thank you. I just want to give it a freestyle approach before now we come to the ethical dilemmas. Thank you. You are really approaching it in a good way. Remember, this case is coming like the one we have been told by our colleague here about the niece. There is defilement here, but it's not. Joan, you have something?
Yes. Since the client, the 16-year-old, has built trust, I would sort of use that to reassure her. First, I would appreciate her for opening up and for sharing, and then empathize with her before I jump immediately to tell her that we need to, the confidentiality has to be broken so that I don't scare her off. I first reassure her, like what you have shared, is painful, and I hear you and thank you for sharing, and then continue building on that trust so that by the time I get to the point of we need to inform your parent, she understands why. Because this is a teenager, immediately you tell them I have to talk to someone else, they might close up immediately. So just building up on that trust and telling her and showing her from my professional view, this has to be shared with your mom so that the physical violence can stop. If we don't share, it will continue, and you keep insisting it will continue so that she sees the importance of breaking that confidentiality.
Yes.
On the part of the school, what Devi has shared, and my point of view is I would not be quick to involve the school, because what I've noticed with most schools, they're very quick to defend themselves. They might not see it from this child's point of view. They might feel like I'm being a bit, like I'm pinpointing a mistake they've done. So I would try and keep it within the family, because this is a family issue. And I think it's Marianne who has shared, in regards to the school, I would empower the teenager and now start the goal setting, just empowering her in terms of how she can improve on academics. But that would come after we have dealt with this physical issue. But I would involve the mom, not the father at first. If he needs to come, maybe after I have talked to the mother. And then
Yes.
now we know how to move from there. Because I feel with teenagers, they're a bit sensitive. If they feel you're like sort of exposing them, they tend to go back to a shell, and she might close up if she feels her information now, too many people are being informed. So I think there I would be a bit careful on how I approach that.
Thank you, John. You have explored very well. Thank
I
you.
want to add
Yes.
something. I think here
Yes.
we can apply person-centered here and now. That's here and now, and CBT. You focus on the strength also in terms of the academics. I don't know whether I'm right or wrong.
It is true. It is true. So that this girl feels validated. You know, this is a very injured girl, by the way, very injured. She has been defiled, and she is still a student, and she is even afraid. Person-centered is coming in very well because this girl's esteem has been affected severely by what has been happening. So you are not wrong when you say that.
Thank you.
And also remember, that's why we need person-centered. Recently, she has been thinking about ending her life because she feels hopeless. So a hopeless person needs love. Thank you. That was a good input, yes? The door is still open. Timothy?
Maybe one thing, because the participants have already said a number of things that I don't want to repeat. But in this case scenario, I've seen, I've learned that I've seen that the mother is not aware of what is happening. And maybe now, if the mother is aware, I find a way of calling the mother. And although the girl is saying that we should keep these things in we should not disclose it. But here, the devourer is aware, and the victim is aware, and the victim is aware. The person who is not aware here, and there is the mother, and of course the girl is fearing the mother not to know. So there is a way that maybe one can go around and coin the two. Now, however, you can seek a consent from the girl to let the mother know the situation the way it is, so that now we can try to save this girl. I submit.
Thank you, thank you. Kimaro, that's good. Thank you too. Thank you. I get your point where you are saying the mother doesn't know, and the girl does not want the mother to know. Why? Because they rely heavily on the father for the support, I think, financial. So things become the mother is very innocent there and doesn't know what is happening. Millicent, tell us something. You have raised your hand.
I have a question. I want to look at it from a different angle.
Okay.
And ask a question. That because Mary has already confided on what has been happening. So as a counselor, how sure are you that that is exactly what is happening? Because there have been cases where they have communicated the wrong things. Maybe a child has said something, and actually, in the actual fact, that is not exactly what is happening. Maybe there's something else. How as a counselor, how do you know that whatever you're dealing with is actually that and not something else?
Yes, thank you. Maybe I can answer that. What I can do myself as Elizabeth, I know students can be liars, and they can tell you things that are not even there. And in fact, that's what teenagers do. They don't say what they say, the opposite. they use a reverse psychology. So they can do the opposite because they need to be sympathized with. So what I can do is I'll do confirmation from the parent in a crafty manner. In such a way, I'll not even tell them directly what has happened, to just get to know whether they have an idea whether their daughter is really suffering or is withdrawn. I'll just bring a case scenario and tell them, your daughter it's like your daughter is not happy at all by the way you are living in that family. She seems not to be free with her father and fears her father very much. Could you have noticed that? Maybe the mother can come up with something and the approach she uses can open you even to go further. So for me, I can use the parent, and I have used them indirectly. I tell them something and they are able to open and tell me more, and then I compare with what I've been told, then I can see, is it congruent or incongruent? So I'll go in my way. I'll not say exactly that for then, if it is very new, but I'll navigate my way to ensure that I pick something. Even if not directly what the girl has told me, I'll have to pick something from the parent because children can cheat. I agree with you. And they do. They use the reverse. They use the reverse. Even such a child can say, I'm defiled because she hates the father. She doesn't want the father to be in that home. So it is important. What you have said is very correct. Let us not take what these clients tell us, particularly the teenagers, 100%. They can cheat. Use your methods to get more information about what this girl is saying. And note again, the girl is a minor. And minors, even grown-ups, can cheat. There is nobody who cannot cheat. So we have to be very careful. Thank you. That is a good input. If you noted, I have sent that case study the second time, and it has questions there. Maybe you can look at them and we can address that case based on the questions I have outlined there. Maybe they can help you to understand the case more. The first one is there. What is the main ethical dilemma in this case? Who can be able to identify the ethical dilemma in this case?
Me.
Yeah, yes.
So Mary does not want the counselor to disclose about her defilement.
Yes.
That's one. Another one, now the counselor now, since it's a minor, now when we look at the duty to, is it confidentiality? On confidentiality, now the counselor is like, now how do I tell her that we need to break this confidentiality? How do I tell her parents now? Because she's also because Mary highlighted that she doesn't want to reveal because the stepfather is the one who is the breadwinner, is the one who supports them physically. So my thinking is maybe the counselor is thinking, now if I do this, she talks about finances, they will not get help, and so on and so forth. Yeah, those are some of the things I've picked from this one.
It is very correct. The counselor is in a dilemma. Correct. Do I say this? Do I not?
Yeah.
No.
Walimu,
Yes.
there is something here that we should not thrust it out, and David talked about it. You see, the referral is coming from the school.
Yes.
The referral is coming from the school.
I get you.
And now who is waiting for this report? Is it the parents or the school? So we should not thrust out the school, because you see they are the ones who are referring this student to a counselor.
Mm.
And you see, there is what we call now here like a follow-up in this.
Mhm.
If you know if you are good, then you are good teacher. Then there should be a follow-up in this.
Which is
So there
true.
must be a way out. There must be a way out. How do you now report back now to the administration of the school? As long as you're informing the parents and other things. But I think now if you follow the other route, you go to the school, then the school has the mandate to call the parent, and now the parents, I don't know, but there is also a way out.
I get you. I get you.
Yeah,
I
the way
have
I see it.
something to say.
Yes, before I, okay.
Because you see, your client, as much as the school has referred Mary, remember in this case, the client comes first. You don't have to tell the school the nitty-gritties, every information, because Mary is not the school. Mary is Mary. So as much as they referred her, you cannot give, you just have to be wise as a counselor, because remember, we know whatever happens in schools, as much as they refer you, the teachers in staff room will talk, the information will reach to the students, oh, stepfather did this. So it's you as a counselor to decide what to give to the school. You cannot tell them everything, because Mary is the one who is your client, not the school or the administration that referred them to you. That's all.
Thank you. And when they were referring this student now, did they know the real issue, or this girl is now revealing the issue? Because we don't know the background. The school, yes, has referred. Mary, a 16-year that have noticed a decline in her academic performance, frequent absenteeism, and withdrawal from friends. Okay, so the school, I think, is only in the domain. The what they know is about the decline in academic performance and frequent absenteeism. But the real issue, the presenting issue, the school knows it very well. But the underlying, the school doesn't know. So whatever Marianne is saying and whatever Kimaru we are talking about could be very correct. Because I don't think here the counselor is now in an ethical dilemma there. Whom am I going to report to? Is it the school or is it the parent? Because the school doesn't know. And the
That's a
parent,
dilemma.
yes?
That's another dilemma.
It's another dilemma, yes. The counselor doesn't know whom to tell now because the school doesn't know. The parents do not know. The school only know the presenting issue, absenteeism, and they are concerned, nothing else. And they know this girl, yes?
I have a contribution.
Mm-hmm.
So you see, in this case, the school has referred Mary because with performance and absenteeism.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, if the counselor has to give information to the school, they will talk with regards to absenteeism. Like, you will just be wise and just talk about how to maneuver the education part of it. Because there is this underlying issue. Remember, this defilement or the rape is the one that is causing absenteeism, withdrawal, because Mary does not want her friends the classmates to find out that the stepfather has been doing A, B, C, D. So the only way to protect her and how she feels is to withdraw. And then she doesn't feel comfortable in such an environment where other kids are happy. And she's not happy because of what the stepfather is doing. What she does, she becomes absent, and then she loses concentration because of the same situation. So in this case, I don't think that the counselor is going to be in dilemma with the school. Why? Because the only information she needs, if she has to share, is about, she's just going to be wise and talk about the education, but these other parts, she's a minor. You cannot take information of the minor to the public. So she has to find a way to talk to the parent, not the school. That's my take.
I agree with you to some extent, but I also think the school is also very important. If that girl is to go there, If they keep quiet and they don't tell the school what is happening, not everybody in the school, maybe at the administration, the head must know. Because this girl goes back to the same school. If this information is kept confidential, how is this girl going to be protected at school? And I have also a concern. Yes, parents should know for the home care. What about the school care? Because the school has its part to take care of this pregnant girl who has been defiled. They need to know something. I don't know. The
And maybe
school
just
needs,
to build on that, the school may also be having a rescue center
yeah,
for such
yeah,
cases. So I think the school is
exactly.
critical in knowing what is happening,
Yeah.
factoring in the fact that they're the ones who brought the child. They should
And
just get a bit of information and even link the counselor to the parents, because they're the ones
yes.
the parents handed the child over to.
Mhm.
That would be my take on
Yes,
it.
I
And
agree.
again, Mwalimu, an institution like this, like a school like this one, this could be not the first case.
And sure, whatever you are saying. And the aim here, as most of you are saying, is to protect this client. And this client need to be protected not only in school, but also at home. So we cannot take on the school, home, where she'll be protected. And her home is not even secure. Why? Because this girl even fears. You know that they are saying the mother frequent what? Okay, let me. She is afraid to tell anyone because her mother depends financially. So the mother is constantly saying your father is doing a lot. So you can imagine. Kwa hivyo, this Kamiri is not secure even at school, home. I think the only thing that Chris that can help this girl is the school. When they know what is happening, they will rescue the girl. Home is not safe at all. The mother is depending on this husband. So it's like this mother, in a way, knows something. But because she is afraid that she's going to lose this man, she just brush it. Anyway, we are still talking. Soire, could be you are having something?
Yes, teacher. Just to add on that, maybe it's more of a question and more of a contribution. So first, I'll ask, because this girl, even though she's a minor, we've been told elements of privilege, communication, and privacy. The client is the owner of privilege. So is it okay to ask this lady to tell her the risks that are there of her life and her safety, that she is suicidal and she should be maybe put on suicide watch, and it is not a bad thing, and then maybe tell her that maybe we should take steps to notify the necessary authorities so that she knows what is going to happen in this instance, because you are told them you will break confidentiality because you have a duty to warn. So is it okay to discuss with the girl so that she knows the next steps, so that you don't break that trust? And also, since there is beneficiency as a principle, we have to commit to promote this client's welfare no matter what. So we have to explain to her that she needs justice. She needs justice, and she has to accept that she needs justice, and also to accept she has to be put on suicide watch, or and maybe explain to her better. So that's my input and also my dilemma, if I can say.
Yeah, I agree with you that privileged communication, we can use that privileged communication to help our client by explaining the risks. You are very correct. The risks of continuing keeping quiet and the risks of suicide. I do agree with you there. We can use that privileged communication to help our client. And also as counselors, we have a duty to warn, and we have mandatory reporting. So we can talk with our client slowly and tell her, explain to her the sufferings she could be going through, how it is affecting her, and how whether she feels she is going to continue facing the same, or what does she think as a person should be done according to her, so that you get that privileged communication after explaining the risks. Very correct. Thank you, and Dixon. By the way, do we have somebody in this group by the name Francis? Kamau. Kamau, are you in? Kamau. Francis Kamau. Ako. Kamau?
Hatuna Francis.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay. I think we are good. There are so many questions there. I think you should do them on your own to understand. But we can tackle number 3. What ethical principles are in conflicts? Number 2. What ethical principles are in conflict? Can you try to check in that case which 2 ethical conflicts, principles are conflicting? Using the lenses of a counselor now. What are the 2 principles that are conflicting?
Can I try?
Yes, try.
Respect for autonomy,
Mm-hmm.
where the client has a right to make the choices whether the information can be shared or can't be shared.
Yes.
Versus beneficency, where as a counselor, you need to act on the best interest of the client.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, where you need to disclose the information about Mary. Yeah.
Imagine it's like you are reading my mind. I also thought of autonomy and beneficence. Somebody else, we could also have different opinions. Somebody else. This one, you go with those questions as just the way you do take away, then you give me the answers next week, because they are very good questions. But we can answer that one, the dilemma one. Who else has a different take? Ethical principles that are conflicting? And I don't worry. Go to the last one, number 5. How can the counselor disclose the information while maintaining as much trust as possible with Mary? How can the counselor disclose the information while maintaining as much trust as possible with Mary? Who can try? You disclose while maintaining. And what did we call that?
Teacher, we say that a confidentiality is not absolute. There is
Thank
something like
you.
that.
Yes.
So confidentiality is not absolute. So we need to make the client understand in case there is any harm, maybe sexual assault, maybe sexual abuse, we need to break the confidentiality so that we can protect her.
Very good. So you are maintaining the trust, telling them that it's not about breaking the confidentiality, it's about protecting you. Yeah. At the same time, you are maintaining trust. At the same time, you are helping your client. You can disclose the information and the trust is there. Explain to the client what you are thinking and also involve them in your thought to see whether they will concur with what you are telling them. Very correct. I think those are the questions. Please, during your free time, you can sit down and do them. Then we can give answers when we come, because they are good. I had not decided to bring them on board prior, but I've decided to bring them so that they can open your mind. They will open your mind to remember the principles and the ethics and what have you, and you'll be able to handle these cases that we are meeting every day, which are posing ethical dilemmas and what have you. I don't think I have anything else to say. Maybe we can have a parting shot as we go to our ways. We thank God, no blackout. At least it has been very peaceful. We have enjoyed the power. We thank God. And the one who prayed for that power, and we have experienced it. Thank you. Can we call it a day? We go our ways. Thank you. David,
Can we get?
yes?
Thank you, teacher. Kindly, can we get the notes today?
Yes.
The route tomorrow.
I can
We
send
shall
even,
appreciate.
I can send them even right now. There's no problem.
We shall appreciate, teacher. Thank you.
Misawa.
Mwalimu, is it possible to share with us maybe other questions from the theories, like the case, like that case study where we can just check them and see how far we are personally, like on personal basis?
Let me look for, in fact, I was looking for those questions I sent to another group. Let me look for them. I'll send for you, for particularly for theories. I have even a link. I can even send that link, and because you people, you are not badly off, you check the questions based on the administer counseling services. Nitamrushia hiyo link. Iko na maswali mob, hata hiyo basic counseling services. Yes, I will send the link. With you just go and search where they are talking about basic counseling services, then you can get the questions there. I've said, and I also said the questions. There is another group I was teaching and I sent them sample questions. I'm looking for them. In fact, I was looking for them during the day when I came very fast. I didn't see them, but I think I still have them. I can send. So don't worry, I will send.
There was a question you had to send last week about Ruth, the case for Ruth.
Wait, Nani, somebody at around 9 o'clock, please. 9, ni text. Nitakuwa Kiambu. Niko na hard copy lakini soft copy sikupatiwa. Please remind me, nimtumie hiyo soft copy. I have the hard copy, but I can send the soft. Please at 9 o'clock. 9:30 there. Somebody remind me very fast. I will do that. The head of training, Vika, I told her, I think she was occupied. She was not able to, she forgot, I think. Na mimi nikaigia therapy. Nikapata ameenda. I think that's where we missed each other. I think she got customers and then she left before I had finished. I think we can wind up and call it a day. What can we say? Millicent, what can you tell us? How was everything today? Miri.
It's quite interesting to learn a lot and how to be professional. And as a professional, how to be competent. You need to be very competent. And learning is not a one thing basis, that you have to keep on learning different things and different ways to improve yourself as a counselor. And whatever we are learning right now is very applicable. And also brainstorming the ideas when you're given a case, it kind of opens your mind to reflect. Maybe what if you're seated in an office doing that same counseling and you have this case like for Mary, how would you go about it? Are you competent enough? Do you have what it takes to be? So you can be able to see where you need to work on, the things that you have not yet captured, you need to capture them. Yeah, that is my take for today.
Thank you. Thank you even for coming up with that. When you have such a case, even when you face these challenges outside, you know the issues are there. You can be able to tackle. I'll be sending many cases even after, so that you look at them. Did I send you the case of Amara? Amara?
No.
No.
Okay. Okay. Even that one, I think I can share. Okay, anybody else? We are now closing the game. Okay, we can say the grace and we part ways. Optimistic to meet next time. Thank you. Let's say the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ
Jesus Christ
and
and
the
the
love
love
The
of
of
love
God
of God
And the
and the
and the
fellowship
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 of
of the
the
Holy
Holy
Spirit
Spirit
just now
be
be
with
with
us
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 now
now and
and
forevermore.
forevermore.
Amen. Good
Bye
night. Good night.
bye.
Good
Good
Bye.
night. Bye-bye.
Good
Bye.
night.
Bye. Bye, my people.
Bye.
Enjoy your weekend.
Same.
You too. I've attached.
Thank
Take care.
I've
Until
attached.
Wednesday next week.
I
We need
like
you.
I like that, Kimaru. They will take care, particularly the young ones.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you.
I've
Take
shared.
care of yourself. Yes.
Sorry, I've shared a link for all lessons here in the messages. I've been putting them on YouTube. So if for those records that were lost, maybe someone can use this link.
Thank
to
you.
view all
Thank
of
you,
them.
Soile. Thank you.
Madam Rosette, karibu Kenya.
She is back in Kenya.
Mm.
Okay, that's good.
She told us he is here now.
Okay. Thank you. Good night, all of you.
Night to you.